Hello and welcome back to another episode of Sitar Gurukul. What I just played may have felt or sounded familiar to you for those of you who hear and listen to sitar performances regularly, especially if you are a fan of Imdad Khani Gharana, and even more, especially if you listen to Ustad Shahid Parvez, because the great maestro he plays a lot of this technique. So today's episode is about a rather interesting topic. It's slightly more advanced, and today's topic is about polyrhythms. Now, what are polyrhythms? Polyrhythms in Hindi we called laikari, in Bangla we called loikari, and in English, of course, we call polyrhythms. Now, what are polyrhythms? I'm not going to, it can get rather complex, these polyrhythms, so I'm not going to be very descriptive about what they are, at least not yet. Today we are going to get a basic idea of what polyrhythms are and how you can start playing them on the sitar. Polyrhythms, as I was explaining, simply said, it is one beat cycle riding another beat cycle. So what is a beat cycle? It is very important that we do not mix it up with BPM, which is beats per minute, which mostly concerns the speed. Polyrhythms does not concern the speed. We're talking about the beat cycle, meaning how many beats are in one cycle. For example, Teen Tal is a 16 beat cycle. Why is it a 16 beat cycle? Because we start counting from 1 and we finish counting at 16 and then we start counting from 1 again. For example, if you were playing Ektal, which is a 12 beat cycle, then you are going to be starting to count from 1 and end at 12 and then be back again to start from 1 again. That happens for 7, 8, 10, even 10 and a half, you name it. So that is going to be our beat cycle. So if we were to infuse 12 beats on 16 beats, that would be a polyrhythm. But that is rather a more simple polyrhythm. Of course, we have much more complex polyrhythms. So today's episode, we are going to start infusing 12 beats into 16 beats. Now, if we were talking in more musician terms, we would say it's a laikari, where we are infusing iktal within teen tal. But all those specifications and descriptions we can obviously talk about later. Before I show you how it's done with the tabla, I'm going to show you what exactly I'm playing. To start, I'm going to first show you the stroking pattern. So the stroking pattern is going to be somewhat of a similar stroking pattern that we learned in one of the first episodes, where I showed you how to play the 3x3 sequence. That was the sargam on sarega rega maga mapa mapa dha. So it already had a 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 pattern, which you all picked up very naturally because you were playing da 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 da, and that will, even if you try to play your sitar on that 3x3 sequence right at this very moment while watching this video, I can guarantee almost every one of you who have followed us so far or is at a somewhat beginner stage of the sitar, he or she will definitely play this three, the sarega rega ma gama pa ma pa da, that palta or that sequence with the stroking pattern that is da 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 quite naturally, even before he or she understands what they're doing. So in today's episode, we're also going to pick 3. Why 3? Because simply said, we are working on 4 pockets of 4s, which is teen tal. Today we are going to be working with infusing a beat cycle that is 4 pockets of 3s. So instead of 1 2 3 4, you're going to do 1 2 3, and that is why we are going to do the 1 2 3 stroke. But there is a slight elaboration. How? So you were playing, which was da ra da da ra da da ra da da ra da. We are going to do double of that, but we are also going to infuse more strokes. So we are going to play da ra da ra da da ra da ra da. 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 4. So you're playing 6 1 2 1 2 3 4 6 strokes. in previously we were playing 3. So here's a small thing that I want to tell you, that you need to keep this information somewhere in your head, but no need to think too much about it. We're actually playing 1.5 when we are playing 1 2 3 1 2 3. You just need to keep this information again somewhere in your head. You don't really need to fully understand it, because we have other episodes to dig deeper into what the 1.5 times is. But 1.5 times, when we are going to play it double, it's going to automatically be 3 times. So it's faster than twice, it's lower than 4 times. Allow me to demonstrate once what I mean, but first the stroking pattern. So deriving from da ra da da ra da, we are going to play da ra da ra da da ra da ra da. So the stroking pattern is da ra da ra da da ra da ra da. Two things coming into play here. One, the 3x3 sequence stroke. Second, compensation. So we've talked about both these things, 3x3 bowls and compensation. 3x3 I've already explained. What is compensation? Compensation is when you kind of mess with time. So you're picking a beat cycle and a specific BPM, and you didn't stroke at the beat you were supposed to, but what you do, half of that space of the beat you don't play anything. For the rest half, you play that stroke at a faster pace, so you can compensate for the time that is lost. That is somewhat of a musical tease, if I may say. So I'm going to turn my tabla software on, and I'm going to play 100 BPM there. So what is 1 time this speed? Tick, 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 which means 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Now if I had to say, I would have to count it twice the speed that I'm going right now. All I have to do is fit in 2 beats within every beat. So there's a space between every beat. So 1 2 3 4. So there's that space between every number I'm saying. So we are going to put in 2 strokes instead of 1 in between every beat, and that's going to give us twice the speed. So 1 2 3 4, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Now if I wanted to put in same way, if I wanted to put in 3 times the speed, then I have to somehow ensure that I have 3 equidistant beats in between every beat that I'm listening to here. So in that case, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. And now coming to 4 times. So same principle, we are going to have to put in 4 strokes, 4 beats among every beat. The space between every beat, we are going to have to infuse 4 beats within. So I'm going to give it a try. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2. So if you notice, every one I'm saying is registering to a beat over here. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 1 1 1. Keeping the tabla alive, let's demonstrate with the bowl. So the first bowl is just dara. I'm just going to do it with dara. 1 1 2 1 2 double, 3 times, 4 times, and there you go. Coming to our Deri Chand, or 3 times sequence, if I may call it, the material, we are going to play. The stroking pattern is going to be dara dara da dara dara da dara dara da dara dara da. Dara dara da dara dara da dara dara da dara dara, and you're going to get just 1 beat to complete this. So and then I'm going to play the sequence for you. I'm going to just since this is a lot of information to put inside your head, we are not going to do it with the tabla in this class. On the next class we are going to expand it, but I'm going to show you exactly what to play. So the two notes that I'm picking over here are ga and re. So you're going to distribute the strokes into ga and re. So da ra da ra da da ra da ra da. So the stroke is da ra da ra da. That stroke. So we have to incorporate the notes ga and re within this stroking pattern. So da ra da becomes ga re re. Da ra da ga re ga re. Eventually you'll be able to play it much faster. And as soon as you start practicing, within the first minute, somewhere around here you feel tiredness or somewhat of an aching, and that's completely fine. That just means that you're exercising a new portion of your fist, and that muscle is going to develop, and eventually you're going to teach yourself, your fingers and your or your arm is going to teach itself on how to do this the easy way. Coming back, da ra da ra da da ra da ra da. So that's it for today. On the next class we are going to, provided that you have successfully learned this technique, on the next class I'm going to show you how to incorporate it with the tabla, and then slowly bit by bit we are going to keep on adding materials to this and finish off with the tehai. So you have one more ready material besides the 8-beat and 16-beat tans. So that's it for today. See you on the next class. I'm hoping that you're enjoying these classes and you're practicing hard. Till then, take care. Have a great day. Bye bye.